I found discrimination to be just in everyday things, like being out in public, or when we would go to restaurants. Um, you know, you can just tell when they're like staring at you, or especially like if you're while you're eating, or what kind of table you asked to be seated at. Um, so I would see things like that, or traveling. That's where I experienced it probably the most. Um, getting in and out of taxis or buses or flights, things like that. People would just stare at you like, oh, I hope that she's not sitting by me. Because certain places when you travel, or certain things like that, like a plane or whatever, it's not normal size seating, right? Or even, well, it is normal, but the normal has changed over the years, right? So you kind of spill over into other people's areas, and you have your personal space, just like I wouldn't want somebody in my personal space. So that's where I would see it, or I've experienced it myself in those types of scenarios.
Yeah. I want to talk about the discrimination itself, the feeling it evokes. What goes through your mind?
It would make me feel embarrassed because I know what they're thinking. It would make me feel hurt and sad because I knew, yes, in a way it was controllable, and then in a way it falls under like that addiction, psychological side of you. So at least for me in my obesity, so it made me sad and hurtful, embarrassed mostly though. Yeah. And then I experienced it too, and it would make me embarrassed, and my friends would never make me feel this way, but I always knew, like, if I didn't join an activity they were doing, or if everyone was planning on something and I'd say, how about we do something different? I knew in the back of my mind that I was embarrassed because I was doing that. And I know they didn't think twice, but maybe some of them did in the back of their head too. So yeah, I would feel that way doing those types of things too. Mm-hmm.
Julie, what are some of the assumptions you think people make when they see someone who is obese?
I think sometimes they think it's completely controllable, that maybe no one has any medical issues that contributes towards it. Because there are so many medical issues that can contribute towards it. PCOS, or like I have lymphedema in my right leg. And it flares up and fluctuates. Some people may have heart conditions, or it could be any medical issue or medicine that they take for something. So I think that's the thought process, that a lot of people may not think that things like that could contribute to a weight gain or be overweight or obese.
What's the message you want to put out there to people who make these assumptions when they see someone who's overweight? What's the message you want them to hear?
I think it's just being mindful and kind, and you don't have to put yourself in their shoes, but at least just be conscious of your reactions to people around you. I think that's the most important. It's just being more aware and more conscious.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a jerk.
Right. Right. Be a normal, a kind human being. You think about, I guess I think about it like, I would want to treat people the way I treat my parents, or I would treat the people I would want to treat my grandparents, or when I do have children, how I would treat my children. And I don't think people sometimes think that way. And that's important.
As I told you, someone contacted me recently about this, saying that they lost a lot of weight recently, and she said that when you go on social media, the body shaming on there is on a completely different level.
Yes.
It'll make you sick, make you cry. Mm-hmm. Have you seen that, experienced that?
Well, all my social media is private. It's just my friends or family, but I have seen it like in normal social media when I'm out looking around, and it goes back to, I think people a lot of it can be fake and photoshopped and adjusted, and all your filters and things like that, and some of things I've watched that always, you should see my face, I'm always in awe, of like watching some shows like Catfish and things like that. When you get down to it and they start to share their feelings and behind the scenes from the social media comments or why they create fake accounts and do kinds of things, I'm always in shock or awe. But it goes back to, I think, people just not, maybe this is off the question, you'll have to remind me, but they just having a real circle of people in your life in person, not just in social media. And when you have just your social media and not real life people or activities or things that you're part of, you can get sucked in and just have your comments and you don't care and you just say whatever you want to say. But in the real world, or at least for me, and maybe I'm in my happy world, is I wouldn't speak to someone that way in person. So why would I do that online? But yes, I see that, and I think people just have forgotten to think that way. Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Julie, I want to thank you for being so candid, so honest, so strong to share your journey with not just us, FCN, but everyone, our viewers, those online, because who knows how far this could go. I don't know what will come of it.
Okay.
You don't know who you perhaps will motivate
right
behind the scenes. You may never find out. Who knows? But I want to thank you.
You're absolutely welcome.
Very, very
I've enjoyed it.
Good.
I've enjoyed it. I've learned a lot too.
Yes. along the
journey.
The
Yes.
ride. Yeah.
Yep. And it's continuing. It's not gonna stop. So, thank you.